Well, hey YouTube, Hayes here, veterinarian sneakerhead, hence the shoe vet. Welcome again for another shoe appointment, guys. Today's dissection will be the collaborative shoe between Fear of God's more affordable brand Essentials as well as the timeless brand of Converse. For all my returning clients, I want to thank and love each and every one of you guys. People, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you do yourself a favor, hit the red subscription button down below, as well as the notification bell so you'll be notified next time I upload. Also, give your boy a follow on Instagram, Hayes_TSV is the handle. The link for that will be in the description below. But following our standard protocol on this channel, guys, I have to give a proper introduction. So allow me to bring out and introduce today's dissection, the Fear of God Essentials X Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star 70s. Alright, now jumping into all the logistics, I mean, this shoe actually released back in 2019, but did restock as of March 26th, I believe, 2020. It did come out in 3 different colorways, a nice black, a creamy white, as well as a nice cool gray, for the easy breezy retail price of $110. I do say easy breezy because, I mean, $110 isn't really that bad for a collaborative shoe. I mean, you know, most things that Nike collabs with, you'll see a price point of at least, you know, $140, $160, all the way up to $220 plus, depending on the model of the shoe, you know what I mean? And I say Nike because, as you should know, or if you don't know, Nike owns Converse. If you didn't know, there you go. But anyways though, yeah, $110 was the retail price. Now these shoes are all sold out. They dropped on sites such as Converse, which is the most widespread release, other sites such as PacSun, Kids, Farfetch, which is where I got my pair from. But like I said, all pairs are sold out right now for retail. Resale isn't really that bad at this point in time. Depending on your size, I think it's going around like $50 to maybe $100 above retail, which isn't that bad, with the extreme caveat of the black pair. Now I know before this restock, I did see certain sizes more towards the smaller end of those going for about 3-4 times retail, somewhere around in there. So I do suggest that if you are going off of that black pair on the resale market, I would suggest copying sooner than later because that just might go up. All right, and now with the logistics portion out of the way, I do have to call in the doc. And let's commence today's dissection. All right, now we do like a good presentation over here, so we're gonna kick it off with the box. The box comes in a nice rectangular cardboard material, creamy white color with some branding over it. On the top part of the box, you have Essentials branding, front has Converse, back more Essentials branding. On the lateral aspect of the box, you do have your sizing tag. I did get mine the manly ass 8.5, women's 10.5, UK 8.5, Euro 42, 27 centimeters. And I swear I've never measured myself in centimeters foot-wise, but I think I may start doing that just to be a little extra bougie. Flip open the box and you are greeted with a cardboard interior as well as your tissue paper in a white color. Underneath the tissue paper, you guessed it, it's not a pot of gold, it's your shoes. Bringing out the shoes, I mean, initial impression, I mean, these shoes are very simple and clean. I do like that there's not too much branding. I mean, there's your typical Converse branding located on the medial aspect of the shoe, as well as the Essentials branding on the caudal ventral or back bottom portion of the shoe down by your heel. This shoe does look like an instant classic. It does look pretty timeless, and I think it really goes with a lot of fits, but we'll get into that later. Now, this shoe is multi-textured, meaning that it is made out of a bunch of different materials, primarily made out of canvas as well as some leather and rubber as well. Most of the upper of the shoe is comprised of a canvas material that is wrapped around the medial, lateral, as well as the caudal or back portion of the shoe. For this colorway, I did get this in the white iris in color. Now, I did get this in the white ivory color, and that's what this canvas color is. You do have some stitching details all throughout the shoe, primarily around the lace eyelets. Speaking of lace eyelets, you do have symmetrically placed metallic eyelets that are running down each side of the shoe. In those eyelets, you do have an extendo pair of laces that do wrap around your shoe. You can actually wrap it around twice and still have a nice little bow to kind of add accident when you're tying your shoe. A critical feature of this shoe is the tongue that is comprised of a leather material on the dorsal or back aspect of it. This leather thus run down cranially into the front of the shoe where it meets the rubberized toe box. On the ventral or bottom portion of the tongue, you do have that canvas material that most of the upper is comprised of, this time in a Black Panther color. You do have some stitching details around the outer edges of the tongue too as well. Now moving back caudally to the back portion of the shoe, you do get another big key difference between this shoe and a traditional Converse Chuck Taylor 70. You do have this militarized band that is stitched in that runs down your Achilles. It serves two purposes. It gives the shoe some structure as well as your Achilles some support, but also has like a little loop in there where you can loop these external laces in so they're not always falling or dripping down your shoe. It also kind of keeps it, you know, pretty clean and put together instead of having like, you know, 2, 3, 4 loops around your shoe and they all just kind of sliding up and down the shoe as you walk. It keeps it together nice and clean. Very, very nice and clean. Also, a semi-minor difference between this Essentials and a traditional Chuck Taylor is that on the left shoe, primarily you do have a Essentials Fear of God rubberized logo that is on the bottom part of the left shoe down by the heel. Transitioning from the upper to the midsole and outsole, you do have a circular band of rubber that is a black color that basically literally separates the upper from the midsole and outsole. You can see right around here. Your midsole is comprised of completely nothing but rubber, rubber, rubber. It does have a reinforced asymmetrical, so not the same on each side, kind of reinforced mud guard that wraps around the toe box. Your outsole is made completely of that same rubber material and is your typical standard, you know, Converse pattern. It does have a couple diamond shaped cutouts as well as like some rectangular shapes towards your toe box and towards your heel. There is a little cutout with your Converse logo as well as your sizing on it. Again, manly ass 8.5, small feet gang. Let's get it. We going up in 2020. Let's go. The shoe does come with two different insoles. On the left shoe, you do have the one that says Essentials Fear of God towards the caudal part of the insole towards your ankle. And then the right shoe has your typical Chuck Taylor Converse 70 logo in that same spot. If I failed the mission before, this shoe does come with a separate pair of laces too as well. It's all black, extendo laces, super long. But it does add a pretty good amount of contrast to the shoe. If I had to pick between the standard cream and the black, I'm honestly kind of feeling the black one a little bit more. It just adds that extra little pop to it. Getting on to the specification of this shoe, as far as sizing goes, I mean, if you've worn a Chuck, you know a Chuck. These shoes do run pretty long. If you can go true to size in this, I first and foremost envy you because you probably have a big ass foot. But I suggest at least sizing down a half, not a whole size down. My true to size is a 9.5. I typically go an 8.5, and these fits me just right every single time, no issue. As far as comfort goes, I mean, there is a little bit of foam reinforcement towards the caudal part of the insole, but other than that, it's just straightforward rubber. So I mean, these shoes aren't necessarily the most comfortable, but you can always, you know, get your third-party insole to make it a little more comfortable for you if you want. But again, if you know a Chuck, if you've seen a Chuck, you know a Chuck. So you know what you're getting into. They're not that bad, you know, they're not as uncomfortable as some of like these high-end shoes that don't give a damn about comfort. But I mean, these are definitely no Ultra Boosts, these are definitely no Air Maxes, you know, things like that. These are definitely no Nike Reacts. It is what it is. As far as how to style these things, I mean, you can do a lot. You can do urban, you can do dressed up, you can do retro, you can do a lot of different looks with these shoes. And I mean, as far as your colors, I mean, it's a basically black and white shoe. It may not go the best. There's certain palettes that'll go better with this, of course, but there's a whole wide spread of, you know, color palettes you can actually wear with this, because again, it's basically a black and white shoe. And as a Chuck Taylor, you can almost never go wrong with a Chuck Taylor, you know what I mean? It's classic. As far as the pros and cons of this shoe, I really have to say a big pro of this shoe is, again, the simplicity of this shoe. I mean, there isn't really a whole lot going on, but there's a whole lot going on with this, you know. It does look like a simple Chuck Taylor. Again, comparing it between a traditional Chuck Taylor 70 and this, I mean, you do have that leather tongue, which, I mean, the leather quality isn't really, you know, it isn't the greatest, but then again, it is a $100 10 pair of shoes, so I'm not really expecting the greatest, you know, leather quality of it, but, you know, it's a nice little addition to it. I am appreciative of it. I do like this little militarized band that's on the back. It does help your laces kind of stay up, because I know, at least for me, my feet kind of unfortunately go at a weird ass angle, so my laces, when I do wrap around, tend to kind of slip, and this militarized band does kind of help, you know, keep that up, and I like that. And then also another pro, I mean, it's a damn Chuck Taylor. I mean, if you don't know me, you're about to find out about me. Give it some time. I grew up primarily on Nike Cortezes and these. No, I'm not from LA. Born and raised in Georgia, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I basically grew up in those two shoes, and I had to pick one of the two. It was honestly this guy. Not specifically this one, but a Chuck Taylor 70. That's traditionally what I grew up on. Love those guys. So yeah, these are always hold a special place in my heart. And maybe a little bit biased, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? As far as cons go, I mean, hell, cushioning device, would be appreciative of it, but I get it. They're sticking to their guns. I mean, they've been doing this for many decades. So I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, these shoes, I can walk around in these shoes all day though. Feet make it a little bit sore, but then again, I kind of have weak ankles anyway, so that's on me. It is what it is. All right, people, what are you guys thinking? What we thinking? Talk to me. Is the Essentials Converse worth the extra money on top of the traditional Chuck Taylor? Is it not worth it at all to you? Do you think it's just hyped up because it's behind Jerry Lorenzo? I mean, you let me know down in the comments, but I think that's gonna do it for today's appointment. Again, guys, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell, follow me on Hayes_TSV, like this video, it helps me out with the algorithm. You guys have been doing great on my past videos, so let's keep that up, and I'll see you guys on the next appointment. Oh, on feet portion, now.